All we have is 3 suspects wearing scarves over their faces.
What's going on?
With the youth, there's a loss of identity, perhaps when they arrive in their new country, a sense of belonging, marginalisation. There's a raft of different reasons when the youth hit here, breaks out into frustration. It's the land of milk and honey, as a lot of them see it as, but when they arrive, they realise it's not as easy as what they seem.
Unique thing about it when I got here, particularly when I came to Australia, coming from America. I mean, America, and who hasn't visited America, like Africa and England and other places, there's the upper class in the sense, and there's the middle class, and there's the lower class. And I got here, and this was 1997, so I've been here almost 20 years. Different cultures live in different societies. For example, in Cottesloe, you have a range of different cultures: Leeming, Applecross, Balga. It's mixed. It's not just blacks or whites or Mexicans or Hispanics or Philippines or Africans. Just anybody can live anywhere they like. It doesn't matter. Right next door to you could be a millionaire. You don't know. Or it could be a person who's on government housing. We don't know. And it's a great thing in a sense. So it allows us to meet with great people. It's almost like the old adage of when and this is a biblical sense. It was a point in which I'm assuming that it was 2 guys. I think it was 2 guys. One guy was a millionaire. He went through his whole life doing wonderful things in the community, giving money, giving his time, helping the poor, doing a whole lot of things. And there was one guy who was poor who did nothing, but just had a great heart. And that's all he did. He would just listen and helped. And so when it came for Judgment Day, this is an old metaphor, when it came to Judgment Day, so the person at the gate evaluated both of them. And so the poor person who did nothing came up and talked about his journey, which the guy had already opened his script, his journey, his script of what had happened. And he's seen that this guy had a great heart, great spirit, prayed every night, did the right thing, and he got a pass straight into the gates of heaven, in a sense. The rich man came up and said the same thing. He went through his journey and looked at things, and he's like, well, you don't make it. You won't make it through the gates. He said, well, why don't I make it when you just let this guy go through who actually did nothing? I gave to the poor. I gave money. I flew people over here. I bought presents for the needy. And he says, well, look, I never knew you. And it didn't come with a good heart. You were doing it for self-gloating. You weren't doing it because you really wanted to do it. You were doing it to make yourself feel good, to make yourself feel important. And so that is what we can see. So people cannot be, I guess, trying to do it, but just being good within.
Most of our young lads of African origin here in Australia, they are doing great. They are doing good. They respect themselves. Recently, there haven't been any crazy news about people from African origin committing crimes. African youths here in Western Australia are very, very smart. They take part in sporting activities. They take part in educational activities, and they are more social, and this is helping them forget about committing crimes. So because they engage themselves in social activities, educational activities, then this takes their thoughts and thinking away from engaging in criminal activities. which I really, really applaud every African youth living in Western Australia for. Because in my own perspective, I've seen a lot of African youths engage themselves to become a better personality, to become a better person, and they are good ambassadors of the African continent.
Many people say I'm cocky, but oh wait, I can't blame it cause they just wanna be me. Many people say I'm big-headed, oh wait, I can't blame it cause they just wanna be me. Many people think I'm clueless, but oh wait, I can't blame it cause they just wanna be me.
When I actually interact with a lot of people, like with me, my race at a point just kind of goes out of the conversation, because I'm so outgoing with people, so I will be able to have a conversation with someone, and then it's so quick for them to see that, yeah, I'm not what they might assume to be. Because a lot of the time I work out, I dress in like what you'd say is gangster outfits, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I portray the lifestyle that a lot of people see in the media as, okay, so these people dress like that, so that makes them that kind of person. So at the end of the day, it goes to the same thing as the youth being, yeah, just because they're youth and they're like whether a particular race or demographic, it's not right to label them under the based on rumors.
Yeah. Now you know I'm Zed's finest. Suited up, now that's classy. I see the hatred and just smile, now that's flashy. Your girl, so we just hit a million, ran past me, and felt they need to say she's a savage, now that's nasty. Woo! Many people say I'm cocky, but oh.
Stop all this violence, what's going on? Fussing and fighting. Let's press down those violence.
As you can imagine, some people who've come from overseas, they get to Australia, England, or America, and they don't have any social support. So it could be related to the stress due to social isolation. They might not have experienced it before because where they come from could have been a collective community where there's always people around and people are helping each other out. And if you've got stress, there's always someone you can talk to. There's hierarchies in communities of where you can go to discuss different kinds of problems, be it marital problems. There are people you can go and speak to within your community. If it's employment, there's people you can go and speak to within your community. So here in the first world, there's nothing in place to help such people, and you could be that you're the only person in your family who's here and you're constantly relying on the counsel of your relatives who are back home who don't necessarily understand the environment in which you live in.
Hi guys, this is Ngor, and my name is not pronounced like that, where when you speak English it's pronounced differently, which is Ngor Atem. As you guys can see what's going on over here, we have a traditional wrestling that's going on that's between like Melbourne and Perth, and this has been going on for some time now, you know, because this is like we're trying to bring back the culture for the younger ones to actually know what your culture is. So basically, these guys are trying to bring it back to like get all of us back into this. I normally wouldn't be here. I'll probably be out there right now doing whatever God knows what I'll be doing. But just because of these guys, they got me out here. And that's why I'm here trying to like see what's new, what they have going on right now. And I'm really proud of my people and what they're doing. And they're basically teaching me stuff that I wasn't able to like learn. And this is from like from the Asian days and stuff. This is what they used to do, as in like for like celebration. It's like pretty much fun and bring people together and just wrestle and between different type of tribes. Since we have different tribes within the country, there's like probably about 57 tribes within the South Sudan, and all of them wrestle. And this is another way of bringing them together because they all get to wrestle each other. There's champions and stuff. Luckily, we are the champion. The Perth is the champion, and Melbourne are coming back for revenge because when Perth went to Melbourne to have to wrestle with them, well, Perth went and won, and then Melbourne, they request a rematch, and they're pretty much coming back for a rematch, and that's why you see this going on right now. That's Perth, that's our home ground, and Melbourne over there, and this is what's going on today. Yeah.
So we are here today to celebrate the community, which is Luo, come together today. For many years, we've been apart because some they've been living in Kenya, some they've been living in Uganda, some they've been living in Ethiopia. For some reason, we are all here as refugees who separate during the war many years ago, maybe 100 years, people been apart and the language become also as a different. But we will understand some, but some also we still struggling. So it will be better for us, our kids, to come together also, to know where they come from, to know also their identity. We would like to thank our Australian government for welcoming us in their land, especially Aboriginal people for welcoming us in their land.
Our culture is awesome!
We want integration, successful integration, where those rich cultural aspects, religious aspects are brought to Australia and they're entwined with the tapestry of WA, of all the different nationalities, that they have this sense of identity. I'm Australian, but I'm also Tanzanian, I'm also South Sudanese, I'm also South African, I'm also from Iran or Iraq. So basically you have this sense of being, this is my heritage, this is my culture, but I'm Australian.